Let's get a look at the very basics of the QuickBooks Online integration within Standard Time. If you are an administrator, you'll see a lot of icons here for projects, users, clients, time logs, inventory, invoices, and QuickBooks. Here are some of the things I can do. Import the customers and jobs from QuickBooks. I can export the time logs, export expenses, and export or create a QuickBooks invoice. To create an invoice, you will first of all need some time and expenses. So if you go over to the timesheet, this is a good place where employees can enter their time. You can also scan barcodes on the shop floor to create time logs. They will find their way into this tab, which is called Time Logs. And if you click on any of these, you see properties over on the right-hand side. They all have timestamps and they have a job and a client and so on. Expenses are the same way. You first of all would want to start with a client. So here would be an example of a client that will be billed in QuickBooks, and I'll be sending this time and expenses over to QuickBooks. I've gone ahead and created an invoice in Standard Time, and that invoice includes both time and materials. So you can see here a client and a project, and there is a date range that would include some hours and some expenses here. So I've got this all set up, and up here you see another tab where I have connected to QuickBooks Online. Back to Standard Time, back to the QuickBooks tab. I can then click this choice. It will pop up with all the most recent invoices. I just happen to have the one invoice, and then I can click that. I can now go over to QuickBooks, go into the Sales tab, and then Invoices, and this happens to be my invoice. I can edit that invoice to see all of the details. You see the total here. If you go back to Standard Time, you see the same total over there. So this invoice includes all the time and materials or time and expenses that originated in Standard Time, where you can collect all of your employee time, barcode scans, expenses, inventory that you've consumed on the shop floor. All of that can go over to QuickBooks. So there you have it. Very quick overview of how to get an invoice over into QuickBooks Online from Standard Time.